In the beginning, the world was young, filled with promise, beauty, and life. But as generations passed, humanity strayed further into the path of wickedness. The earth, once blessed, had become poisoned by violence, greed, and corruption. The hearts of men turned dark, and their deeds were an abomination before the Creator. Then the Lord saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every intent of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. Genesis chapter 6 verse 5. A silence fell over the heavens, a silence heavy with sorrow. For God, who had formed man from the dust with his own breath, now beheld his creation in ruin. And the Lord was sorry that he had made man on the earth, and he was grieved in his heart. Genesis chapter 6 verse 6. The world was on the brink. A divine decision was spoken, a judgment that will sweep across the earth like a tide. So the Lord said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, for I am sorry that I have made them. Genesis chapter 6 verse 7. Yet amid the darkness, one man found favor. One man stood apart in faith and obedience. His name was Noah. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. Genesis chapter 6 verse 8. And so begins the tale of the great flood, the story of destruction and salvation, wrath and mercy, judgment and redemption. When the world was crumbling in wickedness, God spoke to Noah with a command that would echo through the ages. The end of all flesh has come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them, and behold, I will destroy them with the earth. Make yourself an ark of gopher wood. Genesis chapter 6 verse 13 to 14. The task was monumental, a vessel unlike any the world had ever seen, 450 feet long, 75 feet wide, 45 feet high, a fortress of survival against the fury of the waters to come. And of every living thing of all flesh you shall bring 2 of every sort into the ark, to keep them alive with you. Male and female they shall be. Genesis chapter 6 verse 19. Noah did not question, he did not doubt. Against the laughter of men, against the scorn of a corrupt world, he began to build. For decades, his hammer struck against timber, each blow echoing like a warning of the storm yet unseen. Neighbors mocked, kings dismissed him as a madman, children pointed in scorn, but Noah pressed on, for he trusted the voice of God more than the voices of men. And the ark rose, beam by beam, plank by plank, a silent monument to faith and a prophecy of judgment. Thus Noah did, according to all that God commanded him, so he did. Genesis chapter 6 verse 22. The ark, massive and awe-inspiring, now stood as a monument of obedience. Its towering frame rose from the earth like a fortress against the coming storm. But it was not yet complete, for the ark was to hold not only Noah and his family, but the very breath of creation itself. Then came the sign. From the forests, the mountains, and the deserts, they began to move. From the rivers, the skies, and the plains, they came, guided not by man, but by the unseen hand of the Almighty. Of clean animals, and animals that are unclean, of birds, and of everything that creeps on the earth, 2 by 2 they went into the ark to Noah, male and female, as God had commanded Noah. Genesis chapter 7 verse 8 to 9. The ground trembled as herds approached, lions and gazelles side by side, wolves and lambs in peace. Serpents slithered silently, while great elephants marched in solemn procession. Above, the skies darkened with wings, flocks of birds circling, descending, and finding their place. The people of the land watched in awe and terror, For while they mocked Noah's warnings, the sight before them could not be denied. Creation itself testified that judgment was near. They went into the ark to Noah, 2 by 2, of all flesh in which is the breath of life. Genesis chapter 7 verse 15. And so, the ark was filled, a living covenant of the earth preserved. In the stillness before the storm, the world held its breath. Soon, the heavens would open. The ark was sealed. Within its wooden walls, Noah, his family, and the creatures of the earth waited in stillness. Then it began. At first, a drizzle, a whisper of rain upon the ground, but quickly the skies blackened with fury. Thunder cracked across the heavens, and lightning split the darkness. Then the heavens broke. All the fountains of the great deep were broken up, and the windows of heaven were opened, and the rain was on the earth 40 days and 40 nights. Genesis chapter 7 verse 11 to 12. Torrents crashed down, rivers overflowed, the ground itself split open. From beneath, waters surged upward. From above, they poured without season. Villages vanished in moments. Towers crumbled. Mighty trees, uprooted, were swept away like leaves in a storm. The cries of men and beasts filled the air, desperate, terrified, pleading for mercy. Yet the waters rose higher and higher, swallowing all who stood against the will of God. Outside the ark, the world thundered and groaned, but Noah and his family were safe within the covenant of the Almighty. Now the flood was on the earth 40 days. The waters increased and lifted up the ark. It rose high above the earth. Genesis chapter 7 verse 17. The world as it was ceased to be. The storm did not relent. Day after day, night after night, the rain poured without season. The waters rose above the hills, above trees, above the dwellings of man. The waters prevailed exceedingly on the earth, and all the high hills under the whole heaven were covered. The waters prevailed 15 cubits upward, and the mountains were covered. Genesis chapter 7 verse 19 to 20. The world that had once thrived with life was now a vast endless sea. Cities lay buried beneath the waves. Forests, valleys, and rivers were no more. Only the restless expanse of waters stretching to every horizon. Within those waters lay silence and death. And all flesh died that moved on the earth, birds and cattle and beasts and every creeping thing that creeps on the earth, and every man, all in whose nostrils was the breath of the Spirit of life, all that was on the dry land, died. Genesis chapter 7 verse 21 to 22. Only one vessel endured. Upon the raging waters, the ark drifted, alone, but not abandoned. Inside, the breath of creation remained. Noah, his family, and the creatures of the earth were preserved by the hand of God. So he destroyed all living things which were on the face of the ground, both man and cattle, creeping thing and bird of the air. They were destroyed from the earth. Only Noah and those who were with him in the ark remained alive. And the waters prevailed on the earth 150 days. Genesis chapter 7 verse 23 to 24. For 150 days, the world lay beneath the flood. The mountains themselves were hidden, and the earth waited in silence for the voice of God. The ark, a solitary vessel upon a sea of judgment, carried within it the seed of renewal. For 150 days, the earth lay buried beneath the flood. The world was silent, save for the sound of waves and the groaning of the ark upon the waters. But God had not forgotten. Then God remembered Noah, and every living thing, and all the animals that were with him in the ark. And God made the winds to pass over the earth, and the waters subsided. Genesis chapter 8 verse 1. The fountains of the deep were closed, the torrents of heaven ceased. Slowly, the waters began to retreat, draining away into the hidden places of the earth. The ark drifted with the changing currents until, at last, it came to rest. Then the ark rested in the 7th month, the 17th day of the month, on the mountains of Ararat. Genesis chapter 8, verse 4. Through narrow windows, Noah gazed upon the peaks piercing the surface of the waters, the first sign of land, the first sign of hope. Days passed. The waters continued to recede, revealing the tops of mountains, then valleys, then fields. Yet Noah did not rush. And it came to pass at the end of 40 days that Noah opened the window of the ark which he had made. Then he sent out a raven, which kept going to and fro until the waters had dried up from the earth. Genesis chapter 8, verse 6 to 7. But the raven brought no word of land, for the world was still drowned in silence. Noah waited once more, then sent out a dove. The ark swayed gently on the waters, as all within it waited for the answer of heaven. The ark swayed gently upon the waters, its timbers creaking in the stillness. The storm was gone, yet the earth remained shrouded in silence. Noah waited patiently, his eyes fixed on the heavens, trusting that the God who had called him would reveal the appointed time. He waited yet another 7 days, and again he sent the dove out from the ark. Genesis chapter 8, verse 10. The bird vanished into the horizon, its wings beating against the fading winds. The ark lingered in quiet expectation. Hours passed, night drew near. Then, at last, the dove returned. In its beak it carried a single tender olive leaf. Then the dove came to him in the evening. Behold, a freshly plucked olive leaf was in her mouth, and Noah knew that the waters had receded from the earth. Genesis chapter 8, verse 11. It was a sign, a promise. Life had endured. The earth, though drowned, was not dead. From the depths of judgment, renewal had sprung forth. Noah bowed his head in reverence, for the God who judges is also the God who restores. Once more, Noah waited. Then he released the dove a 3rd time. This time, he did not return. The message was clear. The earth was ready to receive life again. The earth had been washed clean. The waters had vanished into the depths, and dry ground stretched once more beneath the heavens. Then the Lord spoke to Noah. Go out of the ark, you and your wife, and your sons and your sons' wives with you. Bring out with you every living thing of all flesh that is with you, birds and cattle and every creeping thing that creeps on the earth, so that they may abound on the earth, be fruitful and multiply on the earth. Genesis chapter 8, verse 16 to 17. And so Noah obeyed. The doors of the ark were opened. The creatures of the earth surged forth into the world renewed. The air filled with the cries of birds, the footsteps of beasts, the breath of new life. Then Noah, in reverence, built an altar. Upon it, he offered burnt offerings of thanksgiving to the Lord, the first sacrifice of a restored earth. And the Lord smelled a soothing aroma. Then the Lord said in his heart, I will never again curse the ground for man's sake, although the imagination of his heart is evil from his youth, nor will I again destroy every living thing as I have done. Genesis chapter 8, verse 21. And God blessed Noah and his sons, saying, Be fruitful and multiply, fill the earth. The heavens opened once more, not with rain, but with light. A radiant bow of color stretched across the sky. And God said, This is the sign of the covenant which I make between me and you, and every living creature that is with you, for perpetual generations. Set my rainbow in the cloud, and it shall be for the sign of the covenant between me and the earth. Genesis chapter 9, verse 12 to 13. The rainbow burned with divine brilliance, a seal of mercy. Never again would the waters destroy all life. Judgment had passed. Mercy had triumphed. The covenant of God shone eternal across the heavens. And the ark, now empty, stood as a monument not of destruction, but of salvation.